Regardless of your political views, whether you absolutely love or absolutely despise the individual I'm about to discuss here, I sincerely hope this proves to be the most insightful, in-depth full swing analysis that you watch on any platform this year. Here is my honest take on the full swing mechanics of the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. I hope you enjoy it. So here we have Donald Trump stood over one of the most important scoring clubs in the bag. And before we get into his swing itself, I want to quickly run through some key observations of how he's standing to the golf ball. So straight away, I notice quite a few positives in fairness to him. We can see a natural rounding out of his upper spine, quite important for allowing a lot of golfers to feel comfortable as they address the golf ball. It's going to aid a nice decent bit of rotation into the backswing. As we look just below that as well, we can take note of his lumbar spine, his lower back there. It's quite neutral. There's no excessive arching or rounding out. Very important from an injury prevention standpoint, and again, also in terms of aiding a proper rotation as he takes that club back. What I do notice here that is a little bit on the interesting side of things here and on the unusual side of things is he's addressing the golf ball very much out of the toe. Now, he has had one or two videos in the past go viral on social media, unfortunately for him, where he's hit a hosel rocket right out of heel, Shank City. Now, potentially just embedding in a bit of a compensation here at his address position to avoid that happening. As we play him on into the backswing, if you've seen him swing before, you're well aware that he's got a very flat swing. We can see here in the takeaway, if we're talking about what would be quote unquote textbook or a little bit more conventional, we would see from players to have the club head instead of being so much in here behind them, that instead it would be somewhere along this line here, in line with the hands, or even slightly if it was to be more here just behind the hands. Some players, the kind of in vogue swing position is for the hands to come in and the club head to stay more on the outside. But again, Donald Trump has not really fallen into any of those categories. He is very much retracting that right arm in behind him, that right elbow, as we see it move into the space here behind him, which fans the club in around them very severely. His right forearm supinates and rolls up to the sky, as you can see here. The logo on his glove, again, very much pointing up to the sky here. As we bring him on a little bit further, what he does from this very unorthodox takeaway here. Now, again, I say unorthodox, there are plenty great players who have played and won major championships with this type of move, a very inside takeaway. But if we're not talking about someone who's playing on the tour, we're talking about the regular golfer, even very competent regular golfer. He's a single-digit handicapper by all accounts. It's still a move that's very hard to play efficient golf doing. So in fairness to him, what he does to match up that move, and we have seen him play quite a lot publicly. He played, of course, alongside Bryson DeChambeau in their Break 50 challenge, and certainly more than held his own for a golfer of his age, and being thrown into the spotlight like that is going to be quite unnerving for anyone who's not a pro. So again, we've got to give him credit for how well his move did stack up under that kind of pressure. And this move right here is really what saves him. How he transitions into the golf ball is very, very impressive. As he unwinds into the golf ball, we did talk about a few things here at the start of how he potentially embedded in a bit of a compensation, addressing the ball out of the toe. We can see at this point here, he has certainly not returned it out of the toe. It's smack out of the middle of the club face. As we look at some other key moves here, we can see his right leg work is very impressive. There's a bit of a sloped angle, you could say, to his right foot here. So it's banking inwards, which is supporting efficient leg work. We can see his right knee. Again, there's no gaps appearing between that and his left knee. In a lot of poor amateur golfers, we tend to see that right knee fire out off the body, that kind of early extension move. We look at his right elbow here. We talked about in the backswing how it gets sucked and retracted very far in behind him.
as he fans the club in behind him. He now, at this point, gets it firing out in front of him again. Very hard to do from where he was coming from. We can also look at some observations of his hips versus his shoulder alignments. So he's got some great ability here to separate his upper from his lower half here. Really firing actively with that lower half, which is getting him the distance that he's able to achieve with such a short swing all the way back. As we play him on a little bit more past this point here, again, very optimal impact position. We can notice again some nice side bend here. He's retaining his posture very well. Let's play him on a little bit more. To this point here, you can see some lovely extension of the arms, both arms nice and straight at this point here. His natural ball flight tendency does seem to be a fade from what we've seen of him online on social media. And again, this kind of holding off position, really extending those arms out, can be a bit of an anti-hook follow through. As we bring him on a little bit more, again, he gets into a great posed finish here, perfectly maintaining his balance, rehinges the wrists here to control the deceleration of the club to get into a nice finish position. And overall, I must say, he's 78 years of age. We've got to give him a tremendous amount of credit for how functional his move is. Function over form is something that should be stressed to golfers of every skill level in the game who are serious about improving. As the classic saying goes, there's no pictures on the scorecard. It's just how many, not how. Again, a credit to his move here. It's very functional. It stacks up and allows him to enjoy golf at a very competent level late into his career.
If you've enjoyed listening to my take on Trump's swing and would like to receive some personalised feedback on your very own game, that's possible regardless of where you are in the world. I'm a PGA professional based with my in-person lessons here in Ireland, but I coach golf remotely, helping players of all ages and skill levels worldwide take their game to the next level of performance. And for a limited time only, you can receive a massive 47% discount on your first online golf lesson with myself. I coach on the app called Skillist. I will leave a link below in the description of this video for you to download it and check it out. Once downloaded, it's free to download from the App Store. Once downloaded, search Seán Marks in the Find a Coach tab on the homepage, and let's get started on your game's development to make your golf game great again, or maybe great for the first time if it's not been in a particularly optimal spot up until now. Trump, at the time of releasing this video, has just been signed in, of course, as the 47th President of the United States, so naturally hence the promo code. Enter Trump47 at checkout when you're buying your first online lesson with myself, and again, you'll receive a massive saving. Today, in my analysis of Trump, unfortunately he's a busy man these days. I couldn't get in touch to see where he would like to take his game further from where he's at now. For you, hopefully we won't have such challenges in getting a communication going between us, and we can put together a detailed, specific plan, not just only analysing what you're currently doing, but furthermore and more importantly, how to take it up a notch for you to achieve your goals regardless of what they may be. If you've enjoyed this video, whack a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share it to a friend that you think might also find some value in it, and I look forward to seeing you very soon in my next upload coming very shortly.